Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Savage. Welcome to You Matter. We are discussing today, for our mental health day or month, we are talking about mental health for the entrepreneur. I don't know about you, but I can be some kind of crazy sometimes. I'm just going to keep it real. As an entrepreneur, we're trying to, hey, how you doing? As an entrepreneur, we got so much going on. We are busy people with lots of ideas and a lot of stuff going on. Sometimes we feel like we're failing. Sometimes we feel like we're overwhelmed. Sometimes we just feel like we're not getting anywhere. Hey, how you doing? Entrepreneur. Yes, that's what we are. We can be ambiguous in our ideas. We're thinking. We have to trying to figure out how to embrace the feedback, negative feedback. Hey, we're talking about keeping our sanity as entrepreneurs. And this is your host of You Matter, Dr. Savage. I have 5 tips I want to share with you today. I'm not going to keep you long. Got a good meeting to go to in a few minutes. But I want to talk about mental health. Mental health is so critical. As it is reported, there are some alarming statistics that have been revealed about mental health and the entrepreneur. And that is that there are quite a few entrepreneurs, 1 out of 5 people, it's saying, each year are diagnosed with a mental disorder. And that's a grim statistics, and we know it to be true. And there are some effective strategies to protect from most. But we gotta listen to our bodies. We absolutely must listen to our bodies. And as entrepreneurs, we are again dealing with the ambiguity of our businesses. We can't really predict when and where our ideas will go. Sometimes we question the value of what we offer. We question our own value and how we should evaluate ourselves. We are lack of funding. Sometimes that can be an issue. You try so hard to network and to come up with this or that and a perspective, your concepts. You have your families, you have so many things. It's called the frustrations. I know that's one thing my pastor taught us about months ago, that frustration is natural, but how you respond to that is very, very critical, because we are going to have frustration in life no matter what it looks like. But there are 5 healthy steps that you should consider when you are thinking about mental health and how to cope with your current status and how you're feeling. One of those things is mind your body. As you know, I've been talking a lot about at fitness and fit it into our day wherever we are, even if it's just walking, get moving and eating healthy. You have to guard your mental health by taking care of yourself. If you don't have self-care, then you are likely to find yourself in a bad place, in a bad space in your head, or your body, physiologically or psychologically, because it takes its toll. So one of the ways that you can handle that is first by, getting some good rest, getting good nutrition, getting good physical activity, because these things help your cognitive performance, meaning that your mental cognitive ability is affected by the way your body is functioning, which means that you should eat right. You should, make sure that you're eating proper meals. You should make sure that you're exercising. You should make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You should make sure you're getting good rest. One of the things we used to do as parents, my husband and I, when our children were growing, which could be attributed to why they're so tall, is that we understood that children grew best off of good rest and good nutrition. They always took naps up until I want to say their middle school ages, they took naps, or had some sort of downtime so that they could get some proper rest. And they're very tall, tall young men and women, and we ate well too. We didn't eat a lot of sugars and fats, and they're a quite lean group of children or young people. So, and that may have something to do with it as well. The second one is leveraging your emotions, because you know that your emotions are signs of a weakness. They can be, depending on how you're behaving, they can be indispensable. They're our allies. They're our allies in the quest for success. So your emotions, either verbal, non-cognitive, you have to track them. You have to know how you're feeling. You have to know how you're thinking. Have a thought, have a different thought. But be sure to leverage how you're dealing with those emotions. And one of the ways that I combat that is, and I have a thought, and it may be something that's just about to make me feel a tad bit emotional. It's okay to have some emotions, but when emotions affect your mental health, then you must do something different. And so I train myself to understand that I had a thought, now I have another one, right? So that helps me as well. Also, the next one is, your self-talk. Be very, 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 very cognitive, aware of your self-talk. Positive self-talk is critical. It is what you tell yourself in your privacy of your own head. What are you telling yourself in the privacy of in your own head? Are you being negative? Are you being positive? Are you keeping yourself in check? Are you making decisions to judge yourself and others? Or are you being? Are you being? And how are you doing that? What does it take for you to how are you examining your self-talk? No one cares about what you have, your emotion, your motivation. If no one cares about what you have, your motivation will shrink sometimes. But you have to have positive self-talk and belief in you and who you are and whose you are. And God has made us all perfectly and wonderfully made, which means that we have for every I can, there is a I will, I shall, and I am. So replace, Joel says it best, so many times we've been reminded of how we can have positive self-talk. And there's so many ways that you can do that, but you don't know what they are if you don't study the word yourself and know how you can replace the I can'ts or the negative talk with something positive. So always be in control of what you're thinking and how you're talking to yourself. Foster connections, those important connections. The stress and isolation that mark the entrepreneur's life is easily turned to some serious life of your business. So don't neglect your own social life for the stress and isolation associated with the entrepreneur's life. You must be on top of that. You have a life outside of being an entrepreneur. Get social support. It's very, very important if you have, any signs of depression or anxiety, that you get the support that you need, whether it's healthy. I have a therapist. I need a therapist. And because I'm such a busy lady, and I have so much going on in my head all the time, and I've been thriving off of stress for years and years and years and years and years, and I want so much for everybody that sometimes, I'm not so healthy. So I have to go and talk it out, walk it out, talk it out, do whatever I need to stay healthy. Surround yourself with people who can understand the ambition that you have and that ambition is paramount. Because a lot of times, for example, this past weekend, like I had an unhealthy experience, and realized that I have to, like geometrically we're all different, and that you can't make a circle fit into a square and a square fit into a circle. You just can't make those things happen. And sometimes you have to up level your group, do something different because it's not working for you. And you don't ever want to put yourself in a place where your mental health is affected by the people around you or the things around you. So be sure to be in control and foster all the right connections. Have frequent contact with people that you can trust, and don't give you that distress or stress you out. Seek the professional help. That's the last one, and I talked about that earlier, but I cannot talk about that enough, how important it is for you to seek out the professional help that you need to be sure. I don't care if they call me crazy. Oh, okay, well, is it better to get some help when you realize that you're stressed and that you're anxious and that you have anxiety, or is it better for you to just walk around here having poor behaviors and doing and saying things to people, or perhaps living in a space that's dangerous for you? So seek professional help. It's very, very important to solve your problems. You can't always, because you're so used to solving problems on your own as an entrepreneur, you think you can solve all the problems. But let me tell you, we are human beings with a human element, and we need the proper support. Get you some help if you need it. When it comes to experts, if you're not everybody needs somebody. They're experts. They're the therapists. They're the experts. Therapy is a good option if you're looking to expand your ideas as well without worrying about being judged, because they're not going to take your information anywhere else. So think about it that way. What if you somebody else may think that you're crazy for having that idea, but maybe your therapist can help you see the good in that situation. You never know. So it's somebody you can talk to. Just know that. In some cases, though, therapy becomes a necessary option. In some ways it's not, but there are some where it's absolutely necessary when you have worrying thoughts about the future, about your future. I know I did at one point had a very hard time about my future and my job and where it was going, and the lack of growth and all of those things. And I needed to talk those things out because I felt like I was stuck in a place and it made me very, very unhealthy in my mind. So because I started to I could not embrace the feedback that my mind was feeding me, and my self-talk or anything else, no matter of ambition, no matter the ambition that I have to succeed, I still had that level of negative feelings, as it related to my job, because the opportunity was not there for me. But perhaps I should just have a different thought. Perhaps that's not the place for me, and so that's something to consider as well. Those are the 5 healthy things that I wanted to talk with you about today. In review, we talked about taking care of your body, self-care, leveraging your emotions, making sure that you have those emotions in check, examine how you're talking to yourself, your self-talk, foster good connections, and the 5th one, finally, seek professional help, if you need it. Very, very critical. Be healthy. We're entrepreneurs. We can't walk around here. Rome wasn't built in a day, and you're not an expert of everything. And reach out and get the help that you need. But in everything, be and have good mental health. This is Dr. Savage. You matter to me. And thank you. Have a great day, folks.